Hey guys, Bink here with Bink's Corvair Addiction. Well, hope everybody had a good holidays, happy holidays, a good Christmas. Just kind of doing a little what's been happening in the shop over the holidays. Well, not much has been happening in the shop. I've been spending my time with Jill in the house for a few days. But anyways, Christmas was good. She bought me a Corvair. That was a little bit before Christmas, but she bought me a Corvair. What has all happened? What have we got for the shop? New stuff for the shop. So this would probably be the first thing. Is I was looking for these caps. I've been looking for a set of these caps. These torque thrust American racing caps, and they have them for sale on like eBay, and they want $1,000 for a set of these caps, new. And I'm like, I messaged my buddy Jeff in Wisconsin a while back because I know he said he had some caps too laying around, and he said that's crazy, and I agree too. And then they have a set of four for $1,000 or two of them for $900. I'm like, who's buying two of them for $900? Now I've found them where they get the tires and the rims here for $800-900 with the caps on, you know, but I don't need the rims that they're using. But I don't know if these are going to work on them or not. So I kind of goofed around with Jill, and I said, hey honey, she kind of mentioned she wanted to get me something for Christmas, a couple things for Christmas, Don Rep. What do you want? And so I says, well, I showed her a picture of these caps. And are you crazy? Have you lost your mind? I just bought you a Corvair. You know, and I was just giving her crap. And I says, there's a set of them for sale. I went in the house that day, and end of the day, and I flipped my phone on quick, and they popped up because of something I was looking for, so something I searched. So it popped up for sale for $40. I'm like, okay. They only showed a picture of two of them, so I'm like, holy cow, $40. Where is it? Okay, it says I think Apache Junction or Mesa, right around here, and so I messaged him as fast as I could. I thought, that's crazy, you know, $40. And they only showed a picture of two. I'm like, well, if he's only got two, I'll take the two. And he said he had two brand new ones, two used ones that were polished like new. And so I messaged him, hey, where are they? And they're like 25 minutes from here. And he said, I said, well, are the other two just the same? He said, yeah, you know. And he goes, I opened them up out of the package. He goes, one has a nick in it. It's got just this little tiny nothing, you know. I'd buy a set of these that are crusty. I wouldn't care, you know, just polish them up enough, and that's fine. So basically, I probably could have gone for less because of the chip, but I'm like, hey, for $40. So then he's like, well, I'll be in Apache Junction in about he gave me a time to come get them. And he says, or I'll be, because I didn't think I'd have enough time to run out there and get back before Joe got home. We had stuff to do. So he's like, oh, I'll be in Apache Junction. If you want to pick him up there at, like, you know, 4 or 5 o'clock. So I was like, heck yeah. So I ended up getting them for $40. Now, I've looked online and I've seen them where you can buy one of them for like $20 or $30 for shipping, you know, but not a set. So I don't know. Like I said, they're asking $1,000 for a set. I got them for $40. I'm pretty happy about those. Yeah, buddy. Anyways, so that's what we got. We got those. We'll have to check those to see if they fit. Very happy with them. Gary, this is going to be another little thing I'm going to have to do. I gave him them bearings for his rear end, and he put them in, and something's a little different on them, the thickness on them. So he needs a shim. So I did post out on Corvanatics about a shim. Has anybody ran into this problem? And I said, you know, we mic'd the old bearings and the new bearings, and there's a difference in them. I don't have my other paper where it's a difference. It's about 28 thousandths difference. So said he needs a shim made. Now Gary's been doing this his whole, you know, since 70 something, 76 or whatever year he said. And he knows his stuff, so he's never ran into that problem before. And someone did kind of question about, you got two different, the adjuster nuts in there, and everybody says that's how you adjust it, and there's no such thing as a shim, or you can get the shims from Clark's, but I looked them up and they're pinion shim. He just needs a little shim to put, I think, behind a race to bring it out. And maybe I do have the other one. Here we go. Yeah, I got all the, and then so, like I said, we mic'd it, checked it all. So I did post out there at Carbon Addicts, and I got a bunch of arguments about it, about you know, stuff. So, anyways, about that, Jeff the Machinist reached out. Hey, you know, don't bother putting posts out. Just let me know. I'll make it for you. And I said, well, I don't want to keep imposing on you, you know. And he said, don't worry about it. I'll make you one. He goes, I'll put a piece of round stock in the lathe. I'll bore it out. I'll machine the outside. I'll cut it off, and I'll flat grind it. He goes, how many you want? What size? Let me know. I'll make an assortment if you want. So, as far as I know, we just need one. Maybe we'll have make two different sizes. About 30 thousandths is what Gary said to make it. And so, anyways, that is with Gary right now. Let's see. I said I was. Gary wanted to know if I had any of the copper bottom cylinder gaskets. And I says, no, I don't have any. And then he wanted me to check, see what the best price is. And so I says, Clark's has them. I says, but you know, he takes a while to get. And I says, California Corvair has them. And I says, Clark's are twice as thick as California Corvairs. Gary says, doesn't matter. Stock ones, that's the stock size on them, is the thinner size, which were, I think, 16,000, something like that, was California, and Clark's was like 30 or 32,000, something like that. So it doesn't matter. So, and then he said he was going to order them up. And then I says, well, hey, I says, Jeff told me he needed a screen for a pickup for his fuel tank. I says, can you order me one of them? I'll pay you for it, for Jeff. And then contacted Jeff. I said, you still need a screen? He says, yeah. He said, order me two. I says, well, heck, I said, Joe's like, hey, don't you need some parts? I says, yeah, I always need parts. So called Gary back, and I said, hey, I'll put the order in. I'll order them for you and get them to you. So I ordered them for Gary. Joe and I dropped them off for him yesterday, which was Christmas Day in the afternoon. I got Jeff's two screens he wanted, and then Ari from Sholo, that I kind of hooked him up with that 102 motor. He was looking for a bracket for his exhaust, and I says, well, California Corvair has used ones out there, but they probably do. And when I was looking at their stuff, I went ahead and ordered him. It was very inexpensive. I ordered him a 62 hanger, and I messaged him. Well, he has already messaged me. He's coming down tomorrow. He wants a set of heads. He wants the other motor that I had showed him, and the original one I was going to give him. And just so you know, he's got that car running and going down the road with that motor already. Good for Ari. Excellent. So I said, I messaged him a picture of it. I says, I put an order in from California Corvairs. I went ahead and ordered you one. I says, Merry Christmas. You can have it when you come down here. And he was super thankful. He's like, whoa, what do you need? I'll bring you stuff. He goes, I might have more things than you think. I says, I don't know. So that's for Ari. Also, Jeff needed these clips, but these ones look a little different. He needed them clips for the bottom of his fuel line or his brake lines or whatever. He said when he was under, he broke them, all three of them off. So these ones look a little different than mine, but they were only like $2 a piece or something. I said, you know, I'll order them. I'll just give it to him. Merry Christmas. You know, it's not much. Another thing we got going on here is this here is for FC bearings. Clark sells them. I think they're 270 some bucks, something like that. And this one here is from someone in the Corvair club out here, Cactus Corvair. He's just down the road, a couple miles from here. And Dave from Cactus Corvair was over there looking for some parts and messaged me a few days back before Christmas and said, do I have a Y pipe for FC? I said, I have one here, you know, or a couple. And he said, can I stop over? And I said, yeah, come on over, you can have it, you know, if you can use it. And I said, hey, can you see if I can borrow that for pressing the bearings off? So Jeff is I'm gonna give it to Jeff, and he's gonna mic it up, and he's gonna make me one. So he said he can do it. He said he wants to make it. So we got that sitting here in the parts, and the directions for it were kind of getting crusty and stuff. It all came in a bag that would be from Miner. Thanks, Miner, for letting me borrow it. I don't know if you watch the videos, but so what I did is we copied it, we blew it up a little bigger, and I laminated some copies here so Jeff can take one in case he decides to make another one or wants it or whatever. I can have one. Miner could have a nice laminated one. So I went ahead and did that for him. Christmas. Joe got me some shirts, some long sleeve Corvair shirts, a couple flannels, and she knew I had wanted this snap-on 3/24 fine for the studs, for the cylinders. That was on my kind of wish list, so she went ahead and actually found a brand new old stock one that wasn't like 40 to 50 bucks because it's snap-on, and I think we got it for like 16 bucks or something. So it's the same as Gary has. You put it in the socket, and so thank you. I got that. Yeah, I put stuff in Amazon cart and stuff that I could need. So I got for the studs for your exhaust. What is 3/16, the brass. So I had those, looked on these on Amazon, and it's a box of 25. They were pretty inexpensive. I don't know what they were. Can't tell you offhand. They had a bunch of different people selling them, different ones out there, and these, for some reason, in the picture, they look kind of crummy. They didn't look nice and shiny like some of the other pictures of them out there for sale, but they were cheaper, so I figured for the price, I'll give them a whirl. They're real nice. So I got a box of exhaust manifold, well, the ends for on your exhaust manifolds. So I got a box of them. Yay, useful things for the shop. And Jill ordered me my whole parts for, well, I ordered them. Before Christmas, she says, don't you need them? And so she's like, just order what you need for the 60, I gotta remember now all these vehicles, for the 63, the 4-door, or 62 4-door, sorry. The one we just got. So I ordered, what did I get? I got electric fuel pump and bypass. The bypass, 70 bucks. Their tune-up kits were great over there. They included plugs and stuff, a little different from Clark's. And they actually had tune-up kits so you could get your, they had some stuff for the distributor that went in there. The other part, I don't know, because I haven't worked on them. The plate and stuff that goes in the distributor. And it came with a coil and stuff. So they had some nice things you can choose from. I just kind of don't like the descriptions on California Corvairs for me because I don't know everything. So, but because everything seems to fit everything, I guess it doesn't matter. But they had multiple different ones, and they all seemed like they were kind of the same. But anyways, I got the new tune-up kit, 8mm black wires. The other ones were stock wires, which I would believe would be a little bit thinner. Front wheel bearings for the FC vans, $5 a piece. Since I wrecked a set, they're right here, that I put in before I put the bearings in. I had to pull them out and pretty much compromised them. So I dug them out of the garbage again and marked them. Some gas filters, the body seals, the rubber body seals, which Jeff is working on getting sheets of that rubber to cut out to make body seals. Jeff's always looking for a way to save money. I bought just one Wix oil filter, a belt, some air filters, some blank ignition keys. Yeah, Ari's plate. That his exhaust hanger, $4. I'm like, super. I mean, yeah, one side's kind of really rusty pitty. The other side's light rust. I'll sandblast this for him and give that to him. He can paint it. Let's see, those clips, $2 a piece. I got the new filler neck and vent holes. Now, I don't know if they're all the same for FCs or cars. It did not say FCs and cars. And when I got it, it seems small to me, but I ordered anyways. And 2 super deluxe rebuild kits. They're $8 a piece, but I'm not saying nothing bad about Clark's. I like them both, but when you order them from Clark's, you have to order the shafts and everything individual. Here, it all came in with the kit, and it's a little bit cheaper. Just for even the basic kit was cheaper than Clark's. Clark's is I forget what their the Dutchman, I don't know what they call it. Their deluxe kit, which I've ordered a bunch of them already. I probably ordered 6, 8 already. Wait, 4, 6, 8, at least 8, maybe 10 of them already. Just over the last, 10 of them over the last 5 months. So, anyways, I got another set. I think I have some from Clark's here, another set. And I have to go by Gary's and learn how to rebuild carburetors, or get them here one way or the other. So, thanks, Jill. Another box of parts. Let me see. For Christmas, my father-in-law gives me this big box with a black garbage bag over it. And Merry Christmas. And I'm like, okay. It's heavy. I'm like, okay. Open it up. It's wrapped and packed. I'm like, what? I'm like, what is this? You know, it was this box and this here. And this thing is heavy. And I didn't know what it was. It was in packaging and wrapping. And it was the shape of a computer monitor or a TV. But I'm like, this thing is just so heavy. I don't know what it weighs. 8, 10 pounds? Maybe more? I don't know. And I was like, well, geez. I says, I don't want to break. I said, what is it? And he said, well, read it. And I'm pulling out the instructions. It just says, whatever this is. It's an O, the star. Helios controller. I'm like, what is this? It's got a controller in here, and it doesn't say what it is. And and he's like, well, what? Everyone's asking, well, what is it? I says, I don't know. I says, it doesn't say. It says assembly, cleaning. I says, I don't know what it is. Is it? And then I said, well, is it like a light, a shop light to put on the wall or seal? What is it, you know? And then I says, well, I don't want to break it. And he starts laughing. Now, my father-in-law loves beer. That's my wife's dad. And we bought him a kegerator years and years ago. He loves his beer. And he's already had a feel before he got here. And while he was here, I had actually went to the liquor store. I call it liquor store, Total Wine and More. And I bought him some specialty dark chocolate beers. And I think I bought him like 9 beers, some different ones. A few of them I know he likes, Dragon Milk and crazy high alcohol beers, but he likes it. And he loves his beer. So he's laughing and he's like, just pull it out. He goes, you won't break it. He says, 15 tons won't break it. I'm like, what are you talking? When the time did you start drinking? 15 tons won't break it. So I ended up pulling it out, and I says, what is it? You know, I says, I'm gonna be here pulling it up on my phone and trying to figure out. Everyone else is waiting on wrap their gifts, and I said, is it a light? And he said, yeah, it's a light. He goes, you put it on the floor underneath your lift, and it shines up. And he says, I think he said 6,000 looms, but I think we looked it up. It's like 8,000 looms. You can link them together, multiple ones. I guess it's supposed to be dimmable? Because I said, is it dimmable? Because I says, that seems really bright, you know? He said, yeah. He said, yeah. And I said, 15 tons. He says, you can drive 15 tons over this and it won't break it. This is rated for 15 tons. It's made nice. It's very heavy. I suppose you have it nice on a flat surface. They show it driving big trucks and stuff over it. So we'll give that a shot. In here, I already know what this is because I had it in a shopping cart for Amazon a long time back. It's I don't know how many pieces it is, 1,500 piece of grade 8 nuts, bolts, washers, and locks assortment. I didn't even open it. And every time I got to go down to the little hardware store and buy a couple of bolts, it's $8, $10, $12 for some locks, you know, and some bolts or some nuts. And I could have used them under the ramp side for the shocks. I wanted to put new ones in, but I didn't want to drive down to the store, and I really didn't want to pay that price. And I figured, I told Jill, I said, when I put this in the cart, this was like a bigger one. It comes in a metal case. It's real nice. And I forget what it was, 160 bucks, 150 bucks, 140, I don't remember. But I had looked it up, and I just did an average, you know, 40 cents a piece or whatever, because some bolts are like $1.50, some nuts are 50, 60 cents, washers are 40 cents, sometimes 30, 40 cents, 50 cents. So I just kind of did an average. I said that's like $1,200 there on the way low end if I went and had to buy this stuff. So that's great. So that pretty much wraps up. Oh, not really. My nephew, he's like 23, I think. Sorry, buds. Come here. Give me. He got me I shouldn't say he got me, but he gave me for shop manuals. It holds, it's adjustable. It's for your desk. It's like basically for a binder, a big binder deal for shop manuals. And he said you can put your Corvair ones in there, I guess the ones that have the holes punched in, and you can adjust it for as mini or as, you know, small up to whatever. It's just a metal deal that holds it. Body. And he gives me it. He goes, sorry. He goes, I didn't wrap it. We've been so busy. And it's dusty, like he just pulled it out of the bottom, back in the corner of the garage. I said, look, it's all dusty. You couldn't clean it off. I'm like, come on, dude. And he gives my wife a whole coffee cup. And I'm like, this is the best you can do. This is the young generation that's gonna be running our world nowadays, you know. I'm trying to get him, love him to be interested in Corvairs and stuff. He is and he isn't. But anyways, yeah, it is what it is. That was Christmas here. I'll go show you the ring binder deal, and I do have some of them books to go in there. And I know where I can get some more. Other than that, we went to a flea market and we had fun there, bought a bunch of crap that I didn't need, and had a good Christmas. I hope everybody else had a good Christmas too. So let's go check out that binder deal. So this here is that binder holder, nice and dusty. American Handmade Piston Rings. And it just holds your shop manuals, and somehow it's adjustable to put more manuals in there. It just got a Chevy like V8 small block deal in there that'll get tossed. And I do have from a pick some, and I was almost gonna throw these away. I was cleaning out some stuff and I'm like, there's probably some good information in there. Maybe I don't have any other books that I have, but you know, you can put these in there. So there's that one. This is it says 61 Chevrolet Corvair shop manual, which is good. And I don't know if it's all the same stuff as in the other books, but maybe not. And I know where I can probably get a bunch more of this kind of stuff to fill it in there. And I had a big bin of books that some of them were wet and kind of bad, and there were doubles of ones I had. And so I kind of just tossed them. I just kept a few things that seemed like usable, readable. So I will go ahead, wipe that off, clean it, try to find a place for it. That's the problem. Never have enough places. And just an update on this grease gun I thought was spectacular. I think it's a hunk of crap. I bought on Amazon. This is great. It clips on there, but only a tiny little bit of grease comes out every time you pump it. And I can't get it to pump on half the stuff over there. So I don't know if it's a grease gun or this end. So I'm gonna go back to my old one, clean it up, put my other tube of grease in there and see if it'll pump it in. Then I'll know it's this grease gun. So can't say it's junk yet, but when I'm doing a zert fitting, grease fitting, and I gotta pump it 50 times till my hand can't move, you know, I don't know. Anyways, that's that. I'll go show you something else cool I kind of picked up at the car flea market, or not car flea market, the flea market. There's a little antique flea market down the road. It's once a month all winter long. I've been avoiding it all winter because I'm trying to spend time in the shop and I'll buy too much little things over there I don't need. But let's go check out what I found to hang in the shop. These cars I bought. I usually buy those ones that are aluminum. They're called sextons. They're only, I don't know, they're smaller. These are plastic. This one here, the wheel's cracked on the bottom. The guy told me that. They're 3D kinda. And I just thought they were cool. They're plastic, you can hang them up. I liked them. I don't know, I just like kind of neat stuff on there. Nothing special, it just says something on the back stamped, but I liked them. And this guy, he sells antiques and stuff over there, and his prices are usually high, so I usually kind of just avoid his stand. But I went ahead and asked him how much. He said $10 for them all. He said the one's cracked on the bottom. Say, for $10, cool. And of course, I had fun there that day and walked and kept finding little treasures all day. Brought home a bunch of little things and some Christmas gifts. I gave my nephew some cool old German binoculars that were still in the box, in a leather case, like they were bought years ago and put in a closet, and just that's where they sat their whole life. And bought him an old brass bugle, military bugle. Just some cool stuff. I like giving away neat old gifts, just neat stuff. I don't like the stuff in the stores. It's all crap. So, I mean, how many TVs and junk you need anyways? It's not cool out there. And for Jill, I found 2 Husqvarna sewing machines. I've been looking for a long time for, she wants a certain one, a POF 301 or 103 or something, a zigzag machine. And they're kind of hard to find too, or expensive. Anyways, these do zigzag too, and they are Husqvarna's Vikings. Husqvarna is the same maker as the chainsaws and the go-kart engines, stuff like that. And I was looking for one because they're very cool, made in Sweden, very well engineered. They're very cool. They're supposedly like from the 50s. Probably it'd be like the best thing you can probably get then. I'm assuming. The one I bought is a 56, and I bought it from the original owner out here. And the other one is a little bit newer. So I was looking for this whole summer. I pick up stuff all summer long, and I'll stash it away for Christmas, but I haven't found anything. A few little things, but not what I wanted for her. And so one popped up about 7 weeks ago, and I had to involve her to ask which one was a good one, because we don't know nothing about these Husqvarnas. So she kind of looked them up and said, yeah, that's one of the good ones. That has those little fins on the end of the head. And so we went and ended up buying that. I said, you didn't see this. So then, of course, what happens? A couple weeks later, one pops up down here, nicer. It's a little older, and that was the one for original original owner, one owner. She lived in Wisconsin, liked to talk to her. She made wedding dresses. She told me everything about it. So we've been playing around in the house all day, half the day Christmas, playing around with the machines and with the one and oiling it, cleaning it, getting it going. And the story on the second one, which is a little bit newer, she likes the older one better. The second one, the guy had bought it for his girlfriend. He went and had it serviced and gave it to her, and it sounded like she didn't want it or want nothing to do with it. And he said, since then I got rid of her and now I'm getting rid of the machine. So anyways, Joe has 2 more sewing machines to play with. So that's kind of it for this Christmas around here in Binks Corvair garage here. Corvair Addiction garage, whatever you want to call it, whatever I call it. I need to get this pushed out, get under there. I said, stopped at Gary's yesterday, Christmas Day. Gave him a package with a Corvair shirt in it, ramp side. He seen me, I had a ramp side shirt on at the Cactus Corvair picnic, and he said, I really like that. So I got him one with that image, different color, and he said he was happy. So yeah, I went over Christmas Day in the afternoon and gave him his copper, the base gaskets for, I think you call them, for your jugs. And he was out in the shop, out in his garage, and that's where that's where he lives, out in his garage. And I guess I would too if I was old, retired. That's what he loves, so that's what I love, so that's why I'm out here. So I'm gonna push this one outside and get under there. Gary's chomping at the bit. I was supposed to have him over here weeks ago. I was supposed to have that thing going, never happened. I'm gonna get working under there now. Brake lines. All right, I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Corvair Addiction.